How's it going, guys? Insane here. Today, I have a really special video for you. Going to be actually doing a replay review on the channel. I have a really good gameplay for you guys. Now, first of all, I'm going to explain to you how this is going to work. I'm going to make several videos on the same gameplay because I have a lot of points that I need to get across to you guys. I will try my best to actually next time maybe record champ select because that is actually something really important. I wasn't able to do it because I was not recording for this gameplay, but it is so good regarding map rotations, builds, runes and masteries, adaptability, things like that. So for this first video, I'm actually going to focus in runes and masteries and early game map knowledge and early game trading. So guys, first of all, as you can see, I'm playing Renekton versus Fiora. I'm going to make just a really quick point. Basically, I blind picked Renekton. I picked it on the first rotation. And Fiora, actually, our boy Nakaski, the top laner of my enemy team, he picked Fiora on the last rotation. Now, let me go ahead and explain to you why this is wrong. I picked Renekton as a blind pick because he's really good into any matchup in lane, and if I played correctly, I actually have really good confidence on my mechanics and gameplay with Renekton. So if you play it correctly, you can actually just blind pick him because he's so good on lane. Now, our boy Nakaski picked Fiora against Renekton. That is a horrible matchup for Fiora. So I was thinking, okay, he might be a really good Fiora player, maybe a Fiora one trick, but you really have to be on point with your riposte to stop immediately my stun or my W. Now for runes and masteries, guys, I'll put the runes over here real quick on the screen. The runes that I used were basically full AD. I used 80 reds, Ember blues, armor yellows, and 80 quints. Now, the runes doesn't matter this much in the matchup. The masteries, the adaptability that I did on the masteries actually helped me so much on lane. Normally, you want to go with this page, I will put it right here on the screen, with Renekton on most matchups, which is used Fervor, because Renekton has the ability to stack Fervor really quickly, so you have a lot of damage with it on lane. However, against Fiora, guys, Fiora is a kind of an early game bully as well. So I decided to go with this masteries page, which is using actually Grasp of the Undying with Renekton. I know it sounds stupid. I didn't even went with Colossus. I went with Grasp of the Undying. Why? Because I know for a fact that Fiora will just destroy the shield from Colossus, and if I go Fervor, she will destroy me in lane. I need to go full tank, guys. As well, why did I decide to go with full tank Renekton? Look at the enemies, what they have. They have Fiora, they have Graves, they have Jarvan, um, they have 380 champs that I can actually just control if I go full tank. And you're actually going to see what I'm talking about when I buy my items. So we start the game and look what I bought. Cloth armor and 4 potions. The classic, dude. That is the classic build from every single season. It doesn't work as much on actually on this meta right now. So most of the time it's better for you to start Doran Shield and a pot. But as I told you guys, I'm going full survivability and full tankiness in lane. So we have the combo of Grasp of the Undying with 4 potions, like it's a lot of potions, and a little bit of extra armor against early game Fiora. So now that we have out of the way the build or the first items purchased and the matchup, I will explain the map rotations that apply between, I would say, level 1 and level 6. Um, Actually 1 to 4 because this was an action-packed early game for us. As you can see, we have kind of a little invade from our team, which is really bad to do. As you can see, of course, we have an AFK, which is going to be our queen, our jungler. So it is a really bad idea to do invades because actually on this elo, this game is from Platinum 1. Um, they might have any type of duo, or they might have the coordination to just say, guys, okay, they have really good abilities at level 1, they might be doing an invade, and just stack 5 people in this bush. And as soon as the Lux enters, she's dead as fuck. So really bad idea if you don't have 5 people in for the invade to actually try to invade the jungle. As of right now, Lux just puts a ward, but it is completely useless. Um, why? Because the Lulu knows the ward is there, first of all. Second of all, it is just not worth the risk if you're going to put the ward right here. If you want to put a really good ward that gives a lot of information, you need to either push and put it right here on the buff to know if the jungler is starting on that buff, or push over here and maybe catch the jungler with low health later on so our queen can actually bully him or even kill him in an invade just by herself. So, point, ward completely useless, invade completely useless. So let's continue with the game. Why our queen is actually not coming back. He should come back really quickly. I think she came out like 1 minute. Yeah, like at 1 minute. So she came on time to actually get a leash, which is actually so awful. Like, I hate when people just go AFK at the start of the game because it is just such a bummer. Because you don't get a leash, so she gets behind. Now, as you can see, guys, we have an invade. Now, I want to go like this, real quick, and put just like that. So, this is the information that we have right now. We're doing our leash, that word does not give any type of information, our looks keeps pushing on for some reason, but let me focus real quick on myself. Alright guys, you saw it right there. This is our map right now. We have no vision of course because it is level 1 and it's solo queue. So yeah, good job me, good job everyone. Now, really important tip for you guys, especially if you're in diamond and below elo. You need to put so much attention to which lane comes first or shows first. As of right now, we see me actually completely alone. Actually, the first 3 melee minions almost dead, and we see the bot lane showing up, which means basically that Jarvan is started on the top side of the jungle, either on our blue or actually on our red. Of course, as you saw before, actually we saw that they started on blue buff, but it is really important to know that because he can actually cheese me. He might start E and then go Q, and after level 2, he can always actually catch me and make me burn my flash. So, it is really important guys to know your weaknesses and when they start. As of right now, I only have Q, which means I'm completely vulnerable to ganks, so if he cheats me, I'm actually dead, or actually just have to burn flash. So let's go back real quick to everybody. As you saw, actually he got a bad leash. Fiora did not give a really good leash, so that's good for us. He will actually go to the blue buff. Now guys, actually quick disclaimer, I'm going to focus mainly on myself, on actually this specific gameplay, and focus on trades for you. I'm not going to actually actually pay attention to other sides of the map other than my jungler when he ganks. So be aware of that one. As you can see, Renekton really bullying Fiora on the early stages of the game. I'm going to focus only on myself. There we go. Whereas right now it is just a simple matchup. You need to bully Fiora from CS. You need to have that advantage on CS on the first levels. If she goes in, there we go, a simple Q plus a little bit of harassment. We hit level 2. And here's our mistake, guys. This is what happens. I used my E to bully Fiora more. I should have known that this was a mistake at that moment. Why? Because she actually pushed before that to get a minion over here. And that's a huge mistake from Fiora. What does that mean? Why did she push from the bush to get that minion when I can just completely fuck her in the trade? This is why. Jarvan is going to cheese me. As I mentioned before, guys, he actually got level 3 from red buff, blue buff, and grump. I have no escape, only flash. So what happens? I just commit to the trade. And, oh, sorry, my mistake. Let me just go back a little bit. Focus on myself. There we go. So as we can see, Jarvan is coming. And I flashed the combo. There was no choice, guys. At that point, I wasted my escape. I needed to flash. Tip for you guys. Never save summoners. Never save summoners. Especially with combos like Jarvan's, where actually it is really easy to hit. And when you have a slow from Fiora, never, never, never save your summoners. Always use them if you feel that you're completely going to die, or even if you see the risk of dying, because a simple kill might just actually make the game completely out of sight to even try to come back. So, again, don't save your summoners. Now, so we have actually our friend Jarvan in the top lane. I tried to ward, so I know if he comes back. We need to continue with the bullying on lane, even though we have no flash, because that is what Renekton does. That is an average trade for me. But as you can see, guys, as well, I'm trying to actually push the lane so I can go shop and come back, or even try to bully more because I know Jarvan is low health. So if he ganks me, I can actually 2v1 with all these minions. Now, the early game is based a lot in impact decisions or in the moment decisions. You cannot think a lot what you're going to do. You need to think it fast and do it immediately. So that is something that you need to learn to do, guys. As I mentioned before, I mainly focus not in my mechanics. I am decent when it comes to mechanics, so I have that going for me, but I focus more on team play, rotations, calls, and things like that. Um, so as of right now, I focus more on vision, uh, back times, buying times, and basically just callouts for my team. So there we go, she's pushed in. I have two options, either back, or what I'm doing right now, which is communicating with my team. first mistake in trade, guys. As soon as I said I'm decent with my mechanics, I made that stupid mistake. So, as you saw right there, you cannot do that, guys. Let me just wait a little bit and we can put it in slow motion. Let's put it in 0.25. So you can actually pause it. It's going to happen really soon. So right there, as you can see, I used my stun as soon as she went in. That is horrible. That cannot happen at all at any point in the laning phase, guys. She cannot parry your stun or else you'll lose the trade really badly. Now, there are two differences in Fiora's style. We have the bad for Fiora players who actually try to predict this stun from you, so as soon as she goes in, she will put an out attack and then use riposte. That is what most Fioras do on low elo because they don't have the reflexes to do what a good Fiora does, which is the second option. Really good Fioras have reflexes, like really fast reflexes, because Fiora is a really fast or pacey champion, so you need those reflexes to play her. I know this time it was my mistake, and that will not happen again later because as soon as I finish that trade, it is going to go badly for me, especially because he actually took half of my health. And at this point, that is not acceptable for me. I need to make really good and intelligent trades where I go mainly 3/4 and above of my health so that I can then push her out of lane and even take out the tower really early. So we need to continue to push. Right there, she did not expect that W. As you can see, she doesn't have the reflexes to actually parry that. She just actually predicts when she goes in. So I see her back. I need to push this really quickly. She's probably going to use TP. There we go. Now, right here, guys, I have two options. You need to know your options when you're playing. As of right now, I have two. I can actually push her again out of lane because I'm so strong. I'm a level above her, and she cannot trade with me at all. Mainly because, let's see what she bought. She just have a longsword and a rejuvenation bead. Even with that, guys, my survivability is so high. I even have two potions left. I have my armor, I have Grasp of the Undying, I have my empowered Q, I have escapes. I can still bully her even though she went back to buy. So I can either push her into the tower and just hit the tower a little bit more, or just push her into the tower and back to come with a huge advantage. So let's see what it shows. Right there, guys, I actually chose to go back to shop. I have a lot of gold, so we can actually just go and shop for more defense stats and try to bully her even more on their tower. So let's see what we buy. So we get a ruby crystal. We actually get an upgraded defense item, and the most important thing, guys, a pink ward. Now, especially with Renekton, because he's a lane bully, you can actually put a pink ward over here and it will stay alive for a really long time. Either until you go back and buy a new one so if Fiora kills it, or until Jarvan sees it and ganks or fails the gank. Really important thing, guys, especially with early game top laners. This is something you need to do. If you push and you don't want to get killed, because I see a lot of people, especially on my stream when I do these reviews, that say, oh, but yeah, if I play things like Rumble, Renekton, champions like that they just pushed, I'm always going to be pushed on their tower, and I'm going to get killed because I will their jungler against them. No, guys, you can actually be safe with that situation. If you push under the tower, you have the time to buy a ping ward, put it in here, and actually as well, next time that you push it in, you have all the time to go all the way over here to the river and ward right here. That's what you need to do. If you play Rumble, Renekton, champions that push really hard on the top lane, you need to push them on the tower and get vision for your team on their jungle. And if you're really, really far ahead on champions like Rumble or Renekton, you can even actually kill them on their jungle. I don't do it exactly like that this game. I do it until later, a later point, because I don't trust my queen at this point, because she made some questionable decisions. Right there, guys, as you can see, actually I'm going to rewind that one so you can see what I learned. So I buy stuff, I TP to a minion so she doesn't kill it, and we start to trade right there. As I mentioned before, guys, she does not have the reflexes to parry my stun. She always tries to predict it because she doesn't have the reflexes. So what did I learn from last time? Just wait a second and a half, and she will fail the riposte. And that's what happened over here, and that is what makes me win the trade. I parry, the parry fails. I actually get 2 slice and dices plus Grasp of the Undying, and I'm always going to survive even more. I tried, especially because I have a few minions over here, I tried to go back and forward. So maybe just trying to bait her, that is the word maybe. Trying to bait her to actually come back, and she just keeps getting back and forward, hit by my minions. So even though it kind of looks that there was a bad trade, it was a really good one for me, because she actually missed a lot of minions, and I have 3 over here, so I can actually freeze the lane up and stay right here on this position, and she will have to go back. So let's go back to normal speed. Right here, that's what happens. I put the ping ward down to get more vision. Oh, and would you look at that, Mr. Jarvan is coming right now. And as you can see, guys, even though we have the same life, I will always win the trade 1v1. There is no way I'll lose it unless she reposts my stun. And as you can see, she's going kind of aggro-y. She's going for the minions, she has no respect for me, she's not going back. Like, look at that, she's just completely going in. As soon as I do this, well, as soon as I see this, sorry, I know Jarvan is there. There is no way she will try to 1v1 me under these 4 minions, and with me being a level up, and even actually just having all the survivability I need. So I know Jarvan is here. Right there, the riposte misses, and I have my ulti. Look at that, guys. I'm basically unkillable. And that was a mistake right there. So, as you can see, guys, that Fiora is not a good player. You cannot kill a Renekton 2v1, especially if you're full AD. And I have all the survivability that I need from my Q, my ultimate, my escapes. I didn't even have to use my flash, guys. So it is too obvious for me that Jarvan is coming, and I played this really well. The only problem that I did was actually eat that combo, but look at that. Look at all the survivability that I have. I just get out of there and let the queen finish it, so there is no risk of me dying. And at that point, guys, the lane is over. We're already level 6, we have 1 kill, and just for the funsies, let's see what I bought. Over here actually ping her, as you can see, because I want her to push the lane, so next wave is going to freeze for me. This is something that top laners really need to learn, guys, especially if you're in low elo. You can abuse this so much, um, which is going to be lane freezing or lane pushing with your jungler. You can always ping your jungler to push the lane. He's actually going to be completely satisfied with that because he's going to get the minions, he's going to get the gold, um, and if you push like that, obviously you need to know well the times of when to push. Um, but you know what? Actually, let me give you the reasons because it is actually really important. Fira is dead. She just respawned. If you push all over here and push the next wave, which is actually what I tell her on chat, I typed it to her. The minions or main minions will actually run all the way to tower, but not all of them. Actually, some of them will actually be alive, and thanks to that, I will have more minions over here, and all her minions are going to push, and they're going to keep pushing and pushing, and the end result is going to be me freezing the lane right here, which is what I want, so I can actually get more trades, bully her more, and start her out. Basically, that is my mission, to start her out of any type of gold. So I will not let her farm, I will freeze my lane, I will farm on the tower, and when the opportunity comes, I will kill her and actually just kill their tower. So as you can see, I'm just telling him, yo, push dude, push as much as you want. As you can see, she actually stays. And she pushes all of it. I'm going to actually show you real quick, guys, to finish the video, the end result of the push. In the meantime, let me show you real quick the items I buy. I actually get more armor, another pink word, and another pot. Now, why do I get this piece of armor when I can actually just upgrade this into the next part of Sunfire Cape? Because Ninja Tabi are just completely OP in this game, guys. We need to be real. Ninja Tabi are, well, it is just a stupid item. You get so much from just the boots, like just so much armor that at this point, even if they gank me again, I will not die as soon as I get Ninja Tabis. So let's continue real quick so you can see the end result. Right now she's missing a lot of CS. That is just bad CSing from her part. But look at this. It's going to freeze right here. And she's just pushing it, which is another mistake from her. I'm just like, alright dude, go ahead, I'm just chilling right here, I'm going to let her push, so next time she's going to freeze it over here. I'm just letting her do it, guys, because that is actually so beneficial for me. What you want to do to freeze the lane, guys, another tip, is actually let the caster minions from her mini wave to be alive. You want at least 2 minions for your freeze to work, but the best thing you can do is actually to keep the 3 caster minions alive, because those are the ones that deal the most damage out of the whole wave. So as you can see, I actually keep even the caddy alive, and right now she cannot do shit against me. Like, she cannot even farm well. I have all these minions just for me, and what else can she do? Nothing. She just needs to go back. I can actually trade really well because I have really good wave clear with my Q. And as you can see, it works. She cannot do shit against me. She needs to back with almost no gold. And as I mentioned before, here is the end result, which is going to be me having 3 minions and free space on my lane. And yeah, guys, basically I explained a lot on this game. I'm sorry if it was kind of too much, I guess. This is actually going to be the first review of gameplay that I'm going to do in my channel. In the future, guys, I would love to actually get your reviews and even try to coach you a little bit, especially if you have any type of questions on map movement, rotations, timings. I have a lot of knowledge on that. I actually try to better myself in those type of things. So just let me know, put questions in the comments, and I will help you on what I can with the information that you give me. So guys, thank you so much. This is going to be the first part, which is the early phase or the laning phase of the game. Next episode will be the mid game, which is going to be with a lot more things. So sorry if I just put so much things in one video. But yeah, guys, I will see you tomorrow with the next part of the gameplay. Bye bye. Peace.